The entire technical center felt like it was about to scream. Everyone felt like nothing more than scarecrows, powerless in the face of a god hacker. It was indeed a day no one wanted to recall. The manhunt for Chen Yuan suddenly disappeared, replaced by a manhunt for 10 high-level leaders of the Darknet. The assassins on the forum immediately erupted in discussion, ranging from surprise to skepticism. Holy shit, has the Darknet lost its mind? What is happening? 10 global manhunts at once? Who would dare to take on these missions? This isn't an assassination mission. It might as well be a suicide mission. Suddenly, someone spoke up. Wait, wasn't the manhunt for Lim Yong-won deleted? So will there be $1 billion reward if someone eliminates Lim Yong-won? Another person wondered. What reward? The mission is gone. For now, let's stay quiet and wait for the Darknet to clarify. The Assassin Forum was exploding with countless questions. Everyone was concerned. If it's true, the whole world must be shaken. If it's a joke, who would dare joke like this? Is the manhunt just a game? Underground, the technicians were filled with complaints. One person groaned, "Manager, my heart is very weak. What if those assassins don't distinguish anything and aim their knives at those 10 senior leaders? At that point, countries will definitely not let us off." The manager sighed, sweat pouring down like a waterfall, and spoke quickly. "Hurry and announce a clarification. We have to explain that the Darknet background has been breached. We didn't issue any assassination orders like this. This is not a joke." Hearing this, another technician groaned, "But manager, if we disclose that the Darknet has been breached, the reputation of the Darknet will be ruined and there will be no way back." The entire room held its breath, everyone deep in thought. This was indeed a difficult situation. "Have we informed Mr. X yet?" one person asked. "We have reported it. Mr. X said you would go online immediately, personally patch the firewall, and regain control. Now we can only wait for him to fix the system, hoping to salvage it in time before causing too much of a disaster." And so all the technicians placed their complete trust in Mr. X, a legendary hacker. They were sure that once Mr. X appeared, all security issues would be resolved. As soon as he went online, Mr. X noticed something strange. The supreme management rights of the Darknet were no longer his but belonged to CY. What is the name CY? If read in Hulaxia pronunciation, it is clearly Chen Yuan. Startled for a moment, Mr. X smirked and thought to himself, "This young man is quite bold, publicly revealing his identity without bothering to remain anonymous." Now it was clear that he was Chen Yuan, and he was ready to take on the entire Darknet. Mr. X understood immediately. Chen Yuan certainly knew that he had been placed under a global bounty, fully aware that he was in the crosshairs of assassins. Yet he still chose to play big, recklessly accepting the challenge. Still arrogant, Mr. X thought. But as the world's #1 hacker, Mr. X had never been afraid of threats like these. Online, he was the final boss, with no rivals. Mr. X began to take action, lines of code rapidly running across the screen. Before long, he had regained control of the system, patching security vulnerabilities at a speed only achievable by legends. Each of Mr. X's moves left the entire technical team in awe, while Chen Yuan was watching from a distance. But for Chen Yuan, Mr. X's skills were merely child's play. Yi Han held his breath and asked him, "Your control has been erased. Is the opponent some other master hacker?" Chen Yuan smiled faintly upon hearing this. "There's nothing to worry about. I've secretly planted a virus in the backend of the Darknet. This type of virus is undetectable by them. Thanks to that, I can return anytime, even crash the entire system if I want. During the recent incident, they must have been restless. Let them patch things up and rebuild the system properly. When it's complete, I'll pay another visit. That's how it's done." Yihan was both surprised and impressed after hearing this. She knew a little about the Darknet and understood that Chen Yuan had single-handedly infiltrated the backend of the Darknet while being pursued by over 10 top hackers. Yet he had still turned the Darknet's main page into chaos, even issuing a global pursuit order everywhere. His skills were truly one in 1,000. Hearing Shen Yuan respond nonchalantly, Qin Wu Shuang switched to fan mode, silently cheering for him. The Darknet is the world's leading underground marketplace, and even major security agencies from various countries have struggled to crack down on it. Even the CIA in the United States has turned a blind eye, which shows just how formidable this website is. There must be top-notch cybersecurity experts protecting it, yet Chen Yuan was able to breach it without anyone stopping him, even altering all the missions and making announcements directly on the main page. As she thought about this, Qin Wu Shuang felt both nervous and excited. At this moment, Chen Yuan stretched out tiredly, his hungry stomach growling. "We need to order some snacks. We have a battle to face later." Qin Wu Shuang picked up the phone, ready to open the app. "What do you want to eat? Let me order for you." Chen Yuan, not being polite, ordered an entire lavish menu. "Give me a portion of braised shrimp, chicken soup, braised fish, spicy sour beef, steamed king crab, deep sea golden flour, and fraught hot pot. A few bottles of cold beer would be perfect too. Ihan asked in surprise, ordering all that, do you think you can finish it? Shed Yuan calmly replied, don't worry, I'll eat slowly. Money is not an issue. Tonight will definitely be a sleepless night, so let's fill our stomachs first to prepare for a rematch with the Darknet. On the other side of the ocean, at the secret underground base of the Darknet headquarters, cheers echoed continuously. It's definitely Mr. X. As soon as he appeared, everything fell into place. The leader is truly exceptional, a class above the rest. Nevertheless, the manager still couldn't shake his concern and reminded, we've regained control, now quickly fix the website. Avoid causing bigger problems and check the back-end servers carefully for any viruses. Clean everything up. The whole group of technicians confidently replied, don't worry, just leave it to us. While the Darknet was busy fixing the backstage issues, the Assassin Forum was in an uproar. What? Why has the website interface reverted to the old version? One person asked, I just wonder, is Lim Young Wong's assassination order still valid? Of course it is. What about the 10 assassination orders for the senior leaders just issued? Are they still valid? Who knows about these things? Never mind, I'm ready to act. Seeing the posts on the Darknet forum, the senior manager could only hold his head in worry and hurriedly replied, we apologize, there was a technical error at the Darknet backstage. It has been resolved now and won't happen again. A member questioned, ha ha ha, does Darknet have technical errors too? Is a global assassination order just a joke? A single statement about a technical error and everything is fine. Could Darknet have been hacked? Oh my god, who could hack Darknet? Even the CIA has to yield to Darknet. Mr. X is the top hacker in the world. Oh, so the #1 hacker in the world is Mr. X. At that moment, Shed Yuan was monitoring the chaotic forum and seeing the assassins bombarding it with questions, got the idea to cause trouble again. He put down his chopsticks, started his computer, and re-entered the Darknet using the virus he had previously planted. The Darknet technician team had just patched the vulnerability when, before they could breathe a sigh of relief, the firewall was breached immediately. This time, control once again fell into the hands of Chen Yuan. What? Why is the supreme management of the Darknet now CY? Hearing this, the manager broke out in a cold sweat, worried. What the hell? Let me see. Not stopping there, Shen Yuan decided to go bigger, modifying the bounty orders, targeting none other than Mr. X, the legendary hacker of the Darknet, with a reward of $100 billion. When the interface changed once again, all the online assassins were stunned. Holy shit, the Darknet just issued a global bounty, this time targeting its own boss, Mr. X, with a reward of $100 billion. Oh my god, what's happening here? Really, $100 billion if he can kill Mr. X? Can the Darknet really afford that amount of money? The Darknet side wasn't doing any better. Over 10 technicians were left speechless, unable to say a word. Everyone was boiling with anger, their scalps tingling. What? We just fixed it, and there's another vulnerability. The opponent is too terrifying. He must have already installed a virus in the system, allowing him to bypass the firewall and take full control. We can't do anything against him. Moreover, he just placed Mr. X on a global bounty with a reward of $100 billion. The assassins on the web must be going crazy right now. The technical manager of the Darknet immediately vomited blood on the spot. Unbelievable. It was truly outrageous how unreasonable some people can be. Did he think the Darknet was his backyard? He could come and go as he pleased, change whenever he wanted, play around however he liked, and there were no rules anymore? Get that virus cleaned up quickly. Or do I have to tell you again before you can do it? The group of technicians bowed their heads and replied, Dear manager, this virus can't be deleted. As web traffic increased, the virus spread to every assassin account. This means that each assassin account can be exploited to infiltrate deep into the backend system. If we want to eliminate the virus completely, we might have to delete all existing assassin account data. After hearing this, the manager could only stand there with his mouth agape. This virus truly was a monster. To delete it, he would have to erase all the assassin accounts of the Darknet. But if he didn't delete it, it could jump into the backend, break things it could want and switch things around for fun. It was truly a dilemma. There was simply no way to handle it. He felt like he was being crushed to the ground. With no options left, the manager had to call Mr. X to appear once again. But today, Mr. X could not find a moment of peace. He was constantly racking his brain to write code, discussing countermeasures, fixing the firewall, and trying to regain control from Shen Yuan. Just when he had managed to drive him out, before he could even lie down to rest, he was called back up again. In the end, Mr. X, frustrated, smashed his keyboard out of helplessness. Shit, son of a bitch, and now I'm losing. The Darknet is now completely in the hands of Chen Yuan. He can modify the entire website as he wishes. Unless the servers are shut down and the website is turned off, There is no way to regain this control. Mr. X had no choice but to send an ultimatum to headquarters. Shut down the website's servers, temporarily suspend operations. At this point, the assassins hiding around the world finally came to their senses. If I'm not mistaken, the darknet must have just been breached by some super hacker. Backstage control has been taken over, and the website has been altered with a bunch of assassination orders. This is not an act of an organization, but the prank of an individual hacker. Come on, isn't Mr. X, the world's top hacker, involved? Plus, there's that group of high-level tech guides. After this incident, many people thought the title of the world's #1 hacker might have to change hands. One person speculated, does this hacker have anything to do with Lim Yong-won from Huaxia? The global assassination orders were up for less than 24 hours, and the darknet was already torn apart. Lim Yong-won's abilities are no joke. Exactly! I've heard that Venomous Snake and Waisha Man both fell under his hands. He can't just be an ordinary billionaire. At this moment in Huaxia, it was already past 5 a.m. The darknet incident had driven many fans crazy. In the end, this organization had to shut down their website, temporarily halting operations to avoid further trouble. Shen Yuan single-handedly wreaked havoc on the darknet, issuing warrants for hunts everywhere to the point that people around the globe could only look at each other and laugh through tears. But was a huge organization like the darknet really going to easily accept defeat? The #1 global organization attacked by an individual without being able to retaliate, losing all credibility? Did the darknet care about face? Even if the website was breached, so what? The darknet still had enough power to arrange a courtesy visit assassination for Shen Yuan. At this moment in Presidential Suite 3602, the two young women breathed a sigh of relief. Qin Wu Shuang looked at Shen Yuan with sparkling eyes, asking, Shen Yuan, you are really impressive. Even the darknet's website was thrown into chaos by you. Where did you learn your hacking skills? Though spoken lightly, inside Qin Wu Shuang was a storm just like a tsunami. The more she looked at this man, the more she felt he was both mysterious and unpredictable. He always had a layer of secrecy that no one could peel away. She once thought he was just a wealthy young man who spent money like water, specialized in flirting with girls, and enjoyed teasing the feelings of female students. But after spending more time together, she realized how talented he truly was. Chen Yuan was a top-notch pianist and violinist, having long surpassed the masters of the world. Not only was he skilled in music, but he was also a film actor, regarded as a legend in the art world. Now, he had the added skills of an extraordinary hacker. This guy is mixing science and cultivating immortality. Is there anything he doesn't know? Qin Wu Shuang told herself, I swear, this is the first time I have genuinely admired a man from the bottom of my heart. In this magical moment, Qin Wu Shuang felt like a silent underground current flowing through her, gradually seeping into her veins deep into her heart. This happiness was not just joy, but also a simmering excitement. Like an underground fire that ignited and spread throughout her body and mind, impossible to shake off. Qin Wu Shuang, favorite level +1. Current favorite level, 98 points. Qin Wu Shuang was deeply impressed by Chen Yuan's exceptional talent, causing her favorite level to break through to 98 points. Reward for the owner, enhance points +10, 40 enhancement points remaining. At this moment, a bit of embarrassment surged in Yi Han's heart. If it weren't for Chen Yuan transmitting 10 years of cultivation to him, he might have faced misfortune. 10 years of cultivation is no joke. It has given him additional self-defense strength. Although the immediate problem seemed to have been resolved, Yi Han still couldn't help but worry about the future. This action of Chen Yuan was like a slap in the face to Darknet, causing the largest assassin organization in the world to feel uneasy. Their reputation cannot be easily offended, especially since Chen Yuan not only offended them, but also embarrassed Darknet right in front of numerous assassins. They certainly would not sit idly by. Even if they were hacked, they could still secretly send assassins to assassinate Chen Yuan. Next time, he might have to face a terrifying wrath. At this moment, Yi Han's heart ached with every beat. A mix of embarrassment and affection made her heart flutter. Yi Han favorite level +1. Current favorite level, 91 points. It was almost 10 a.m., and Bella Hathaway had just begun her live interview with the media. She announced that she had no intention of returning to America recently and would stay to collaborate with Lim Yong-won. This news was a shock to the online community. Fans from everywhere are buzzing. Have you heard? International superstar Bella Hathaway recently said she has no intention of returning to the US. Rumor has it that she will collaborate with Lim Yong-won to create a large-scale game show, and Bella will be the director. Oh my, it's hard to believe. My idol is truly a powerhouse. It's rumored that Lim Yong-won spent $100 million just to get her on board. This game show will select talented young people from Boxea, picking the top 10 new faces to sign a major contract with Gao Quan Yin. Lim Young Wong is indeed a big player. When a reporter asked, "Miss Bella Hathaway, it's said that you will change your schedule in the future." Bella confirmed, "Yes, I have changed my schedule. In the upcoming period, I have no intention of going back to the US. I will join Lim Young Wong in the Gang Show project, and I will take on the role of director and judge for the program." The entertainment industry has to shake their heads at Lim Young Wong's willingness to invest. This is truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Just getting into the top 10 and attracting Bella's attention is enough to become famous in an instant. The film city of Tiananmen is now like the midday sun, truly a promising entertainment empire. It's a win-win situation. Chen Yuan is excited, and Yang Sison is overjoyed as if struck gold. "Oh my, the flirting skills of my godfather have reached all the way to America. Is Bella really about to become my godmother? When will I ever have a girlfriend?" At around 7 p.m., Chen Yuan, Yang Sison, and Bella Hathaway met to discuss. Yang Sison raised a question. "Boss, this program requires at least 3 judges. Miss Bella and I have already taken up 2 seats, but who should we invite for the 3rd position?" Upon hearing this, Chen Yu immediately suggested, "Let's invite Gao Quan Yin. She has some free time lately, so let her be the 3rd judge." Yang Sison was slightly surprised. Boss Lady Gao is also new. The company still hasn't been released yet, and she doesn't have any prominent works. I think there may be artists who won't accept her as a judge, not to mention that netizens will definitely gossip." Chen Yuan laughed heartily and confidently replied, "So, what if they don't accept it? This is a program where I invested all the funds. No one else contributed. As long as Miss Bella has no objections, Gao Quan Yin can sit in the judge's seat. No need to have any concerns." At this point, Chen Yuan narrowed his eyes and analyzed the current situation. As for netizens, whether they want to or not, they have to deal with it. What can they do to me? It doesn't matter if the audience doesn't buy tickets. As long as the stars come to participate, that's enough. This is a beauty pageant show, not a labor recruitment, so we don't need many people. Inviting Bella is just an excuse to spend money. Before Chen Yuan's confident demeanor, Bella calmly declared, "Mr. Chen has no objections, so of course I have none either. I trust all of Mr. Chen's decisions." While looking at Chen Yuan's handsome face, Bella suddenly recalled his heroic champion-like demeanor from last night. Her heart raced and felt ablaze. What's wrong with me? This feeling hasn't appeared in a long time. Back then, when I first fell in love, I had a crush on a handsome, refined boy. He made it impossible for me to control my heart, but in the end, he was murdered. The irony is that I was one of those who contributed to that. The incident left me regretting for 5 years, afraid to love anyone else. I feared that the one I liked would fall into the sights of evil, and now at last I can feel that heart-fluttering feeling again, able to confidently pursue my feelings. Yang Sison sat facing 2 handsome and beautiful people, suddenly blushing as if he had become invisible. He froze for a few seconds, feeling like he had just had a ton of tomatoes thrown in his face, awkwardly thinking to himself, "What can't these 2 see me? All right, you 2, just go ahead and be in love. Don't involve me anymore. Thank you." Chen Yuan calmly interjected, "Bella, give me your bank account number." Without hesitation, Bella quickly sent her account number, thinking that advancing a sum to invite the judges was normal. But when she saw the message notifying her of the balance, she was astonished. "Mr. Chen, are you mistaken? Why did you transfer me a whole $200 million? Chen Yuan replied calmly, "Not mistaken. It's exactly $200 million. $100 million is your fee, and the rest is for you to buy a place. Coming all the way from America and staying in hotels all the time isn't convenient or safe. Buying a luxury apartment in Yanjing is the best. It's both close and helps you get accustomed to life here." Yang Sison, sitting next to him, was drinking coffee and almost choked when he spat it out. It was indeed Lim Young Wong. He was generous and had a unique spending style. The luxury apartment in Yanjing was normally worth at least several $1,000,000. That was the regular type. The ultra-luxury ones could be worth several $100 million. Lim Young Wong would certainly choose a large one, around 1,000 square meters, till the price could reach hundreds of millions of dollars. Bella, confused, asked back, "Mr. Chen, are you serious?" Chen Yuan calmly nodded. "Of course I am. Miss Bella, you don't need to be polite. If necessary, I was even planning to buy out your contract. The compensation fee is not an issue." Chen Yuan's words made Bella realize, he wants to flirt with me. Surely, a normal man, if he has no intentions, who would be so generous? Paying me $100 million and also adding another $100 million to buy a luxury apartment in Yanjing. In the business world, I've only seen people trying to undercut each other. I've never met anyone so generous with a partner as him. And on top of that, he wants to buy out my contract. Chen Yuan's words were still shocking, but Bella cautiously replied, Mr. Chen, actually, that's not necessary. I have signed a contract with Winner until September this year. I'm hesitating whether to start my own company or continue signing contracts. The contract hasn't been renewed, so there won't be any compensation fees. After hearing this, Yang Sison secretly rejoiced. Bella Hathaway is currently free. If I can invite her to the company, Gao Quan Yin will sail smoothly in the entertainment industry thanks to this international superstar, especially without having to pay any compensation fees. It's truly a delicious treat that has fallen from the sky. Hearing this, Chen Yuan appeared disappointed and thought to himself, without compensation fees, what's the fun in that? Recently, spending money on selected system targets has become increasingly difficult. Qin Wu Feng and Yi Han basically don't lack money. Whatever they do, they pay for everything. This feeling is truly very embarrassing. Immediately, Yang Sison stood up and looked at Bella with sincere eyes. Miss Bella, I know that Winter Group is the largest film production company in the world. Working at such a large company, you fundamentally wouldn't pay attention to small companies like ours, but I sincerely invite you to join us. If you want to have shares, we can consider it. After hearing these words, Bella did not respond immediately, but asked in return, Does Mr. Chen have the same intention? If so, I will consider it further after this collaboration ends. In the meantime, Bella became even more cautious, telling herself, I am an international superstar having gone through painful lessons while under the management of Referee Dawson. I need to be more careful. Chen Yuan is suddenly so generous. Does he have an ulterior motive? No one gives anything for free. Chen Yuan's impression in Bella's mind dropped. Bella felt a bit guarded. Her favorite level for Chen Yuan decreased, -10, now at 70 points. Seeing this, Chen Yuan was stunned, unable to believe. Transferring a full $200 million and the other party is not happy and even reduced his favorite level. What is going on? Maybe she is not fond of money, or perhaps I spoke incorrectly earlier.